What's the most uncomfortable question you can ask someone? Where's my hug? How come I wasn't invited? Do you have a sister by chance? Hey, can we have a talk about your search history? Why don't you have any children? I was a chronic miscarrier. My son is a super duper miracle. Have you seen our toothbrush? Edit. Christ, this blew up. Thank you all for the silver, gold. Why are you so quiet? Once, back in college, when meeting my then girlfriend's parents for the first time, her dad greets me with a handshake. Nothing odd about that at all. Then, in mid-shake he says, "So you're the guy frocking my daughter." I was genuinely rendered speechless. Edit to add. He didn't mean it in a threatening way or as an alpha move, and that was perfectly clear in the moment. My girlfriend had warned me that he was a bit of a kidder, and I was also aware of the fact that they were very open when it came to discussing sex. I knew before I met him that her dad knew we were sleeping with each other, and that it wasn't something that had to be kept secret. I just didn't expect to be greeted with it during introductions. Doctor. In front of parents. Are you sexually active? What kind of debt are you in? Why does no one love me? Why does everyone hate you so much? Weren't you pregnant? Edit. I seem to have struck a chord here. If I could give y'all a hug, I would. Are we still friends? I once had a stranger tell me, "I saw that." And I was like, "Saw what? You were checking out that girl." I honestly had no clue what he was talking about because I seriously wasn't checking out anyone, but he kept insisting that I was and that I should stop denying it. The dude was like 40. What the frock was his problem? Frocking embarrassing man. I always thought asking a soldier how many kills they have is the absolute worst thing you can ask. What color underwear are you wearing right now? At a job interview, do I have to do a drug test? Why is that clown following you? Did you bathe properly today? If you come in the back office with me right now, just you and me, are you gonna be cool about it, or be a snitch? Asked by my old boss at a grocery store. He just was offering me shots of Fireball because it was almost closing time on New Year's Eve, but that phrasing. Are you uncomfortable? On a scale of 1 to 10, how pretty do you think you are? It's bad because if you give yourself a high score they'll assume that you're egotistical. And if you give yourself a low score they'll either assume that you're insecure or that you're fishing for compliments. Can you tell me something about yourself? Hey, we need to talk. This is the worst, especially over text. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you think of me? Is it cool if I shoot some smack real quick? Best results at family gatherings. I saw an old high school acquaintance at a club once. She had always been super skinny in HS, but this night she had a very pronounced belly. I assumed since she had always been skinny and only had grown in her belly that she was pregnant. She was not. Editing this after my BF insisted that I tell the whole story. I can't remember exactly how I asked her, but she replied in a half laugh that she wasn't pregnant. Me, thinking she was joking, replied, "Oh, just a big lunch then?" while patting her stomach. Then I laughed and walked away. My cousin later told me what I had done and informed me that she had a 1-year-old and hadn't lost her baby weight. I will never do that again. Male or nurse here. I'm always asking embarrassing questions to the female patients, especially if they're young. Are you currently sexually active? Do you have any STDs? Was asked by the charge nurse to discharge a 16-year-old female patient for anginal discharge and to tell her how to clean, medicate HE self. I told her no. Do you really want a guy to tell a young girl how to clean herself and to not have sex for 3 months willing and meds? She agreed and did it herself. Do you think your friends ever regret meeting you? Tell me about yourself. Windows has decided to shut down. Is it in yet? A non-pregnant woman, how far along she is. When are you going to get married, have kids? Some dude to me on Discord. How big are her boobs? ... I'm a guy. To the gay couple. Which one of you is the girl, boy? Depends on the person. For a lot of women, it's, "So when are you guys going to have a baby? Where'd you get that watch?" while you're standing next to someone at the urinal. I was telling someone about some good news I had recently gotten and they said congratulations. But someone overheard only the last bit and immediately jumped to, "Wait, are you pregnant?" in front of a bunch of other people. Never ask someone if they're pregnant. Wait until they tell you. Otherwise you could make things super awkward if they are pregnant but they're not ready to tell anyone. They're trying but haven't been successful yet, etc. No. Where are you actually from? To guests at a funeral. Do any of you watch +18 movies? Went on a camping trip with a friend of mine and her friend who I'd just met that day. We had a few-hour car ride. I was sitting in the back seat, and I just happened to be a chill, quiet person who keeps to myself. She proceeded to ask me, "Why are you so quiet? Were you abused as a child? Were your parents overbearing and outspoken so you stay quiet? Breach, I've barely known you half a day, chill TF out. Why do you have cut marks on your arm? Can we become best friends? After meeting for 3 days. Why do people do that? Have you ever considered plastic surgery? Why are you gay?" Just have a casual conversation about anything. Corona, politics, grandparents, and ask immediately afterwards, "Anyway, how's your sex life? The room has taught me a lot about life. I see you dumped that loser husband. Good for you. He died 2 months ago. Do you love me? Did you remember to turn the stove off? Are you happy with who you are as a person? I used to be a cashier at guest services at this one amusement park. I had a young woman and an older man approach my register. The woman says she'd like to buy a ticket for her father. So I look at the guy and say, "Hi sir, what kind of tickets are you looking for?" To which she replies, "No. That's my husband." It was so awkward and I didn't know what to say. So I looked at the guy again and said, "Hi sir. My 35 years old husband was battling brain cancer. He had lost all movement on his left side and was completely bedridden. When we had to go to doctor's appointments, we would have to hire a wheelchair van with a driver. My husband also slept all the time due to the location of his tumor, but often would wake up having heard what was going on around him. The driver asked me what his prognosis was, and I just thought, what a thoughtless question. You are literally asking me how long until he dies. In front of him. I just told her we don't talk about those things. I was so mad. You ever find clumps in your period blood? How old do you think I am? Well, apparently it's taboo to talk about how much money you make or anything about your financial situation, unless you're really rich. So that seems to make people pretty uncomfortable, in the US at least. Asking an introvert, "Why are you so quiet?" Ask someone you're incredibly close to. Notice anything different? D. And then slowly look sadder and sadder as they struggle to guess what you changed. What happened to your arms? Did you fall off your bike? Did you get burned? Is that contagious? No, frockers. It's called psoriasis. I'm sick of wearing long sleeve shirts in the summer. Okay. Just stop asking people about their appearance. It's not that hard to mind your own damn business. My sister and I are adopted, and someone once asked my mom, in front of us, how much did they cost? I'm not sure if this could be considered as an uncomfortable question, but yeah, it was awkward. Edit 1. Wow. Thanks for the upvotes. Edit 2. For those asking how much. If you want a serious answer, I can't answer that question simply because I have no idea. It depends on a lot of stuff. What about me seems interesting. I never know how to respond to a question like this. After losing my son when he was 3 months old from a rare genetic condition. When are you going to have more children? Nah, go frock yourself right now. Lol. Actually, the Canadian in me would say, I don't know yet. Seriously. If someone loses a child, don't ask them when they're going to have more children. It's none of your business. To a teenager, so are your pubes fully grown? To someone you kind of know but don't live with, do you know you talk in your sleep sometimes? Can you see it too? What are your 5 biggest hopes, dreams, fears, and regrets? Wow. You are very exotic looking. Was your dad a GI? For me, it's when I'm interviewing for a position and they see that I was with a former agency for 12 to 13 years and they asked me why I left that agency. Makes me very uncomfortable because I failed a 10-year background investigation because I smoked weed while vacationing in Jamaica on 2 separate occasions over the span of nearly 10 years. Long story short, I was forced to resign. When are you due? It's not uncomfortable when the woman is pregnant, but when she isn't, well. Indian aunties have nailed this. Ah, or beta. What is your salary? Haven't you got a little healthy lately? Translation, fat. Oh, is that a zit on your face? How much did you score in board exams? When are you getting married? When are you making me a grandma? If there was an Olympic category for uncomfortable questions, Indian aunties would win it. Edit. Obligatory. Thank you for the award, kind stranger. Edit. So many of you guys are hinting incest at auntie to grandma transformations. In India, every female of a certain age is an auntie and every female of a certain age to your kid will be his grandma. It ain't got no rules, so keep your Alabama in your pants. We're totally gonna have 6, right? Did you fart? How old do you think I am? Coming from someone who looks 100, but is much younger. What's that on your teeth? Can I talk to you about Jesus? You know how cute you look through your bedroom window, right? When you're in a large group setting like a dinner, one person calls you out with, "Why are you so quiet?" Then the whole room focuses on you. Frock. Whenever I mention my friend who killed themselves, maybe 40% of the time people respond by, "How?" Please don't ask. I know you're curious, but it gives me flashbacks to that day all over again, and I'm not going to subject myself to a bad day for that. Why did you unfollow me on Instagram? Can I suck your toes? What are those marks on your wrist? How long is your butt supposed to leak after anal?